Welcome back to the David Pakman Show.
Welcome back to the show. I want to say hi to a new David Pakman Show member, and of course, new member announcements are made possible in part by liberalbias.com. You might not realize this, but there is some evidence that penguins are liberals, and they're part of this incredible liberal conspiracy to make people scared of global warming. Something that, of course, is completely made up, Lewis, as we know.
Yes.
You can find out more at liberalbias.com. Craig Warner is a guy who has become a David Pakman Show member, and it's not clear what his thoughts are on production value here and producer Louis Motamedi and all of the things that Louis does, but I think that there's no question he's a good addition to the team.
I believe so. Yeah. We'll work with him. We'll work on your hair.
Okay. And if you don't want to become a David Pakman Show member right now, I don't know why you wouldn't, but let's say it just doesn't make sense for you for some reason, you can support the show for free by doing your shopping on Amazon.com through the black banner at davidpakman.com. I want to talk about this story involving the basketball player formerly known as Ron Artest, now known as Metta World Peace. He changed his name back in September of 2011. And I'm a big basketball fan, Louis, as you know.
Right.
And I have disliked Ron Artest for a really long time.
As have I.
Ever since he was involved with the incredible playoff games against the Celtics when he was on the Indiana Pacers. And I remember, I think a game we went to in Boston where, didn't he lose part of a tooth after he was involved in some kind of an altercation with someone?
I don't remember. I do remember him going after fans, though.
Yes. Well, as some people may remember, there was this incredible brawl that took place with it was the Pistons, and who else was it, guys? That the brawl.
Pacers.
Well, the Pacers and the Pistons.
Right.
Where Metta World Peace, or Ron Artest, actually punched a fan, which is amazing. And at that point, I thought he should probably not be in the league anymore. I think he had, a one-season suspension, and then he was back. Mm-hmm. He also has been involved in a number of other altercations, including one where he actually, this is really strange, but he was arrested for domestic violence. I know it would be very hard to imagine how someone who's violent on the court might also be violent off of the court, but that seems to have been the case with Ron Artest. Well, most recently, on April 22nd, there was a game against the Oklahoma City Thunder. He's now on the Lakers. And Metta World Peace elbowed James Harden in the head after celebrating a dunk. Now, I would play the video for you, but it has come to our attention that the NBA is very, very particular with copyright claims. And honestly, I'm worried that we're going to get our YouTube account suspended by even playing the video. So instead, we've isolated we have a picture here where we actually can see the elbow. Now, as you can see, and it's very clear if you just look up the video, that Metta World Peace was not in the middle of a celebration when he elbowed this guy in the head. He claimed that he was just beating his chest, and that in that flailing of his elbows, he accidentally hit James Harden in the head.
Which is a crock. If you watch the video, it's abundantly clear that this was a completely intentional elbow to the head.
No question about it. Now, he was ejected from the game, and Harden was actually later found to have suffered a concussion. I really don't understand how you can have a guy like this still involved in the league. Ron Artest is a guy who should have been gone from the league years ago. Do you guys, anybody disagree with me?
No.
Natan?
No, I totally agree.
Okay, and it's very clear that, well, what is very clear? I mean,
the commissioner is a clown?
It's interesting because he changed his name to Metta World Peace because he wanted to, quote, inspire and bring youth together all around the world. And I think better than changing your name to Metta World Peace, don't punch fans and don't give other players concussions by elbowing them. That would do way more than changing his name, wouldn't it?
I think so, right. So what do you do? What do you do about this problem?
You have to get rid of this guy.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen.
He shouldn't be in the league.
Like I said, the commissioner's a clown.
Is that what you think it is? David Stern? Well, why? I mean, is this guy that much of a moneymaker for the league that they don't want to stand up for what's right and say, listen, you've gone too far. You can't be part of this league anymore.
If Stern wanted to stand up for what was right, wouldn't he have ejected Artest from the league after he walked into the stands and punched a fan in the face?
1-year suspensions are not common, so that was strict in a sense.
First of all, I don't think it was a 1-year suspension. It was a suspension for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
But so it wasn't even that.
Okay.
But what I would say is that if this player were less good at basketball and less, made less money, was less of a star, I think you would see the person kicked out. I think this is preferential treatment for someone who is worth more to the league.
Okay, so this brings us to Michael Vick, right? Michael Vick with his dog situation that he had, the entire thing. the jail time and all of that, if it wasn't a player, if it was a third-string quarterback for a team that's not good, would it have been different? As far as the NFL, as far as the NFL allowing him back.
Right. I don't think so. I think they would have let back anyone.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not what Natan is arguing here.
Let me put it this way. If Brian Scalabrine did the exact same thing, given that he plays, like once a year, I don't think that you'd see him in the NBA.
I have a sense that Natan is onto something there. I mean, if somebody like Brian Scalabrine does such a violent elbow to someone else, such a blatant thing, I don't think he's getting the same treatment as Ron Artest. I'm sorry, Metta World Peace.
But I think once this happens and there's no punishment, you set a precedent, which can be cited. And so I think if someone else were to do this, they would just suffer the same penalty as Artest.
All right, well, send me your thoughts on that.